Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Donkey Kong Country 3. In the last one, I think we started off the final main world, and now we're in Poisonous Pipeline. I hate this level. So, it might be hard to spot in some cases, but the main gimmick of this level is already happening. Whenever you're in the purple water, your controls left to right are reversed. So, you can even see me as I jump out towards the right side of something, I'll move slightly to the left, and vice versa. They do not reverse your vertical controls, unlike the purple gas that K.Rool could shoot out in DKC2. But this level just messes with me enough that I don't like this. I don't like this kind of stuff at all. Messing with control is something hard to do right, I think. Where sometimes you get something like, oh, your momentum's a little different, and that works fine. But if you outright make an inconsistent control swap like this, it just feels wrong. And to an extent, I think they knew that, and that's partially the point, of course, because the bonus barrels in this stage are not only super easy to find, I think the bonuses themselves are very easy. And it's good to do that one because you get, on guard for a lot of the rest of the stage now. And he helps make things a little simpler just because that means you don't have to worry about the fish, at least, just the urchins. I forget if there's a required barrel for him at any point in the stage if you go through the things without the bonus. I genuinely haven't done that in so long that I don't remember. This is a level you really have to take your time in, I feel, though. Because if you try to rush through it, you're gonna get hit a lot just because your automatic compensation for what you should be pressing is just gonna mess up at some point, and it's just gonna all spiral out of control for you there, like it has for me, is several times. And goodbye, On Guard. It was good to have you while we had you. If I had to choose between this stage and the one with the gas that just made everything low gravity, I would absolutely choose the low gravity, because at least then I control in a way my brain can process without having to think an extra second or three. The amount of times I've been playing the stage and I just accidentally pressed right when I should have pressed left and vice versa. Again, it's the point, but ugh. With that said, I do think they placed the level right in the number of the stage order. There we go. Because the next level is the final boss of the main game. So this is the last level of the game if you're not going for 100%. And you know what? I'll give it this. I feel that's a good placement for this. I would say this is about the hardest the level has in terms of just a mechanic that's there to mess with you. Because it actively messes with you the most outwardly out of any of those types of mechanics in the game. Don't have to like it, though. I do enjoy how simple the bonuses are, though, because they could have been complete dicks and just made it super complicated with having to dodge between several urchins, but no, it's just kill these enemies with On Guard, which you have plenty of time to do. Go in a circle with your controls reversed with plenty of time to do it. They could have been mean. They weren't in this instance. Even the DK coin's really easy to get because it's more or less in the way, especially if you do all the bonuses. But you do have to do a jump to actively bounce the steel barrel into coin there, so be careful with that. With that, we're done with the level. In some ways, it's a little anticlimactic for a last normal level, quote-unquote, because it's relatively slow, but it does take us on to the final main boss. This is Castle K.A.O.S. Let's get right on in and sort of end the adventure. There's still several videos left. Oh boy. We're Click Click Kongs back. Click bzz, this time Chaos will be victorious. Alright, to start off the boss fight, it works pretty similarly to how the boss fight worked back in World 4, I think, 5, Mechanos, either way. There's gonna be barrels that spawn on the left or right side of the screen. You need to throw it into the head. And now we have the true head inside? I don't know. This one is now going to shoot bombs out of its head periodically that try to follow into you, and it'll eventually raise itself up and you need to run under it and throw another barrel at its head, I guess. And from there, the boss is sort of done. Not quite. You might notice something else is green on the screen right now. Oh no, I'm so surprised with all the K's in the game. Oh no, what have you done? My wife's gonna kill me. And I used all her best pots and pans to make him. And then you just cast him aside. As if he were a stack of empty tins. I thought that's what he was. What? How dare you? Chaos was my ticket to world domination. And I'd have gotten away with it. If it wasn't for you meddling kids! Ah, boo, boo. I guess it just isn't your day, is it? Well, you may have roasted my robot. But I'm the master chef around here. And I reckon it's about time your goose was cooked. Alright, now we're on to the true final boss, sort of. Against Baron K.Roolenstien. I guess he got a full name change between games. This fight's relatively complicated compared to the other boss fights in the game, similarly to his fight in DKC2. He's gonna move left to right to start, and there's gonna be hooks on the top of the screen you can pull down to spawn a barrel. You need to throw the barrels into his jetpack, at which point he'll bounce up and down across the screen, kind of unpredictably, so that he can more easily hit you. We need to do that 2 or 3 times before the fight gets a little more complicated, and as that will continue to happen time and time again, because I feel this game's final boss fights get a bit too long-winded in terms of the boss patterns and the amount of phases, which I guess DKC2's did as well, but I think DKC2's is a little better designed. Phase 2 has a platform on the far right that is always there, but now there's going to be a giant electrical beam beneath you at all times that you need to stay away from. The big thing is when you reach the hook on the far right, or far left, it depends on which side of the screen you're on, the platform you started on now has a barrel on it, so you can just wait for him over here, and wait, and throw, and now we just repeat that twice because he falls into electricity and takes some damage. I think this is the easiest phase in the boss fight, honestly. I believe after this we're going to be on to phase 3, technically phase 4. I should note, by the way, if you die at this point, you are taken back to the first part of Baron K.Roolenstien. You don't have to start with Chaos again. Are we on to the next phase now? Yes, we are. At this point, the platform that he put us on at the start of the last phase is going to move all the way to the left, and he's going to spawn a second one that'll move slowly to the left and right. Need to get on that one, duck, grab the one hook that's to the left, get back to the left side where a barrel now awaits you so you can hit him 2 more times with that. I feel the biggest problem with this boss fight as well isn't only the amount of hits it takes and the amount of phases it has, because each phase is notably unique, and I do like that. It's just the amount of waiting the game makes you do in this boss fight in particular, because this and the next boss fight are the only bosses in the game that require you to do some amount of waiting, I feel. The rest of them are very fast-paced. You can move right onto the boss fight's attacks and do damage almost as soon as you can. The closest maybe to waiting before this was Barbos. And I guess sort of the boss fight they added to the GBA version. But this is just notably slow, and I get it's supposed to be the epic conclusionary fight. But there's a way to do that without killing the pace that you've set for the game thus far. DKC 1 and 2, I think, did that a lot better because of it. Alright, so this next phase, he now sets both platforms to the far left and right side of the screens, and now the electrical beam below you pulsates instead of being consistently on. You need to find the hook that is higher of the two, jump on it to spawn the barrel, get on the platform that's nearest to you, and then wait, hit him, and do the same as usual. I believe this is the last phase of this fight. I might be forgetting one, honestly, because this fight and the next boss fight also blend together a little bit, because they're by and large the same fight. With some minor differences here and there, particularly in the early phases. I think this might be the only phase that takes 3 hits, too. Don't quote me on that, though. And we're good. Thank you for the bonus coin. Hi, Dixie. Whoa, my head, what happened? One minute I was dreaming about the world's biggest pile of bananas. The next I was a power-crazed madman. Don't worry, Donkey. Thanks to Dixie, it's over. I'm impressed. I bet even Cranky would be after that performance. Nope, not really. Right, you go this way, kitty. I'll go that way. You wouldn't hit a guy with glasses, would you? And from there, we move on to the credits, but I'm going to be saving that for the actual finale. So here's what we're looking like at the end of the credits, though. We're at 84%, 2.5 hours in. We got to get up to that 103% so we can show Cranky who's truly the boss here. Again, though, if you're playing on the hardest or toughest difficulties, you can get upwards of 104 or 105%. So let's immediately head back in and start the quote-unquote post-game, but it's not really ever a post-game in the DKC trilogy, at least. Now, you can do some things differently to start, like you can go search out some more banana birds at this point that you may not have gotten yet, and even do some minor side quests with the Brothers Bear that I even haven't done yet. But I'm going to be saving those for the real end. For now, we're going to head straight to this game's Lost World, and thankfully we don't need to do anything super extraneous to get it opened up. We see these 4 rocks, you just need to go around them in a circle several times. I cannot remember if you have to go around them clockwise or counterclockwise, and what the exact number of times is. Just keep circling them, and if it doesn't work so well in one direction, reverse in the other direction, and then you can unlock the Lost World. With that said, because of the status of this, you can unlock the Lost World very early. As soon as you can first access K.A.O.S and Cotton Top Cove, I believe you can. You just can't do much in there because you don't have the amount of bonus coins you truly need. And here we are. Welcome to Krematoa. And Boomer's Bomb Shelter. Let's see what we got in here. Hello, Boomer's the name. Blowing things up is my game. The rest of the folks have stuck me up in here. Something about me being too dangerous or something. My brothers might be happy with those dull bear coins, but I'm only interested in the gold ones with the B on them. If you hand me 15 coins, this beauty will be primed and ready to blow. And then you'll see what they call me, Boomer. Fancy giving me some coins then? Go on, have a go. Sure. Good one, Kongs. That's bought you 4 of Boomer's specials. Every 15 coins that you get to Boomer, you unlock another one of the levels here in the Lost World. The only exception to that is the final level here on the far northeast, which needs 25 coins. So you need the 14 coins I have remaining, as well as all the bonus coins from the Lost World. With that said, now we're on to Stampede Sprint. And by and large, the Lost World here is a rarity in that, A, it has the only levels with 3 bonus levels in them in some cases. But also, they're the hardest levels in the game, sort of. This is sort of this game's other Animal Antics beyond the one that was already Animal Antics a couple worlds ago. The biggest thing is, they continue to keep throwing new mechanics at you in this one. Unlike the original DKC Animal Antics, or the original Lost World in DKC 2, or even the endgame of DKC 1, which was usually just harder versions of what you've already seen by that point. You do want to be careful in this stage very early on, though, because obviously we're already in Bonus 1. Bonus 2 is right around the corner, in that it's on screen in the exact same screen. I think that's the only time you see more than one barrel on screen like that at a time. With that said, of course, you can technically take those on in any order, I believe. It's just that it's easier to reach with squawks. But yeah, we use, by and large, every animal buddy in the game here. Like, we've used squawks. That technically takes care of quawks as well. We're going to be using Squitter here. We use Ellie in the main part of the level. And, well, there's no water in this stage. So On Guard, I guess, just has to deal with the fact he was used in the last main level, huh? Now, the interesting thing about this level, I believe, is that I think they added a completely new music track to a portion of the stage in the GBA version because of the main mechanic that the stage has. Also, I don't know what squawks give you if he crosses that sign. I believe you just get maybe you even get the K the same way, but either way, you just get another item. Welcome to the sprint part of Stampede Sprint. We're now being chased down, and Ellie is going apeshit trying to avoid those mice. By and large, this level isn't too bad. It's sort of like one of the minecart stages in some regards from the other 2 games in the series, or like the Warthog stages in Crash 1. The big problem is, we obviously have parry. Parry is needed in order to get 100% in the game at the end of this level, so you need to make it to the end of the stage without parry getting hit. Which is admittedly easier than you not getting hit, because I would recommend, honestly, just taking a hit when you can. Because, oh boy. The hitboxes here can be a little awkward given the slight problem with the camera angle being a bit too zoomed in on this part, alongside the amount of speed you can get here. Thankfully, I believe we're done. Yeah, that's right. That's the only other time parry is something important like a bonus barrel. And now we need to use parry again in said bonus to actively get every one of the bananas. I believe you can... No, you can't come in here without Ellie, so no, you need to use parry for this. If parry gets hit, you're done. Whoops. And I think because parry spawned the bonus barrel, you might need to replay the entire stage in order to get back in here again. Might, keyword. I generally get so nervous here that I try really hard to not mess up. That's not quite everything in this stage, though, because we still have the matter of the DK coins to handle, and of course, because the Ellie spawned that, you only get 1 try of this per level. Thankfully, it's a little weird in terms of the collision there, but it's pretty simple to do. And we also get a gear for clearing the levels. You need every gear to access the true final boss. But with that, I'm going to need to end this off here. Thank you guys for watching, and in part 11, I think we're progressing through most of the rest of the Lost World. See you guys then.